Did you know that studies show people who practice logical thinking can improve their problem solving skills by up to 50%? That's like leveling up your brain. Logic is the foundation of all critical thinking, and it's the key to making informed decisions in all areas of life. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who wants to make better choices, understanding how to apply logic can be a game changer. In this video, we're going to explore how logic can make you smarter, and I'll share some practical tips on how to upgrade your decision-making skills. So, what is logic, and why is it so important? Simply put, logic is the systematic study of the principles of valid inference and reasoning. It's the process of evaluating information, identifying patterns, and making sound judgments based on evidence. When we think logically, we're able to separate fact from fiction and make informed decisions that aren't influenced by emotions or biases. In today's fast-paced world, the ability to think logically is more important than ever. With so much misinformation floating around, it's easy to get caught up in believing things that just aren't true. By applying logical principles, we can cut through the noise and get to the heart of the matter. So if you're ready to level up your thinking and make better decisions, let's dive in and explore the world of logic. We'll start by examining some common decision-making pitfalls that everyone faces daily. You know, those moments when we let our emotions get the better of us or when we're swayed by biases and misconceptions. By recognizing these pitfalls, we can develop strategies to overcome them and make more informed choices. Let's face it, decision-making is hard, and it's easy to get it wrong. We've all been there, stuck in a cycle of analysis paralysis, or worse, making impulsive decisions that we later regret. But it doesn't have to be that way. By understanding how our brains work and how we can manipulate our own biases, we can make better choices that align with our goals and values. When we're not thinking logically, it's easy to fall prey to confirmation bias, where we only seek out information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs. We might also fall victim to the Dunning-Kruger effect, where we overestimate our own abilities and knowledge. And let's not forget about emotional influences, like fear, anger, or excitement, that can cloud our judgment and lead to poor decisions. Fear is a big one. When we're scared, our brains go into fight or flight mode, and we're more likely to make rash decisions that might not be in our best interests. And then there's the sunk cost fallacy, where we continue to invest time, money, or energy into something because of the resources we've already committed, even if it no longer makes sense to do so. We've all been guilty of these pitfalls at some point, but the good news is that we can overcome them. By recognizing these biases and influences, we can develop strategies to mitigate their impact and make more logical decisions. Another common pitfall is the availability heuristic, where we overestimate the importance of information that's readily available, simply because it's easy to remember. And then there's the anchoring effect, where we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive, even if it's not accurate. We also have to be mindful of the framing effect, where the way information is presented influences our decision. And let's not forget about the halo effect, where our overall impression of someone or something influences our judgment. But it's not just about recognizing these biases. It's about developing strategies to overcome them. By applying logical principles, we can identify these pitfalls and make more informed decisions. One of the most powerful tools in the logical thinker's toolkit is critical thinking. Critical thinking is the systematic evaluation and analysis of information, and it's essential for making sound judgments. By applying critical thinking principles, we can separate fact from fiction and make informed decisions that aren't influenced by emotions or biases. Another powerful tool is the scientific method. The scientific method is a systematic process of observation, experimentation, and evidence-based reasoning. By applying the scientific method, we can develop and test hypotheses and make informed decisions based on evidence. Decision trees are another useful tool for making logical decisions. Decision trees are visual representations of possible courses of action, and they can help us identify the best option based on the available data. By using decision trees, We can evaluate different scenarios, identify potential risks and benefits, and make informed decisions. Logical thinking can also help us evaluate information more effectively. By applying logical principles, we can identify fake news, misinformation, and biases and make more informed decisions. In one study, a group of students was given a series of logical puzzles to solve. After just a few weeks of practice, their problem-solving skills improved by a whopping 25%. That's the power of logical thinking in action. I want to share a personal story that illustrates the power of logical thinking. A few years ago, I was faced with a difficult decision that could have had a major impact on my career. I was offered a job at a prestigious company, but it would have required me to relocate to a new city. On the surface, it seemed like a great opportunity, but as I dug deeper, I realized that it would have meant leaving behind my support network and starting over from scratch. Using logical principles, I was able to evaluate the pros and cons and make a decision that aligned with my goals and values. I decided to turn down the job offer and instead focus on building my own business. It was a tough decision, but it was the right one. By applying logical thinking, I was able to make a decision that has had a lasting impact on my life. So, what can you do to start applying logical thinking to your own decision-making? The first step is to recognize the biases and influences that might be holding you back. Take a step back and evaluate the information objectively. Ask yourself questions like, what are the facts? What are the assumptions? And what are the implications? The next step is to develop strategies to overcome these biases. This might involve seeking out diverse perspectives, evaluating evidence, and considering alternative scenarios. By applying logical principles, you can make more informed decisions that align with your goals and values. In conclusion, logic is the key to making informed decisions and leveling up your brain. By recognizing common decision-making pitfalls and applying logical principles, you can overcome biases and influences that might be holding you back. Remember, logical thinking is a skill that can be developed over time. With practice and patience, you can improve your problem-solving skills and make better decisions that align with your goals and values. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear about your own experiences with decision-making in the comments below. If you want to learn more about critical thinking techniques, be sure to check out my other videos on the topic.